archery hunting, if you're going to archery hunt and try and shoot big blacktail or blacktail at all, you're going to be in thick stuff, or find a meadow and inside some thick stuff and sit there a long time and just hope.
Okay. I'm going to interrupt you, and I'm going to talk about a spat that I got into on Facebook about blacktail hunting.
I'm so excited about this. I love Facebook spats.
What people are doing is they are now using infrared and night vision to spot deer in clear cuts.
On drones?
Yes.
No, not in drones. Well, yes, in drones, but also they're just buying binoculars and stuff. And so what they can do is, you can go hunt a burn or a clear cut system, and you could cover 30 miles and just scan the open hillsides.
And then just go hunt in the morning?
No, they just wait there. They'll just say, oh, there's a buck. Oh, there's a buck. 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 Okay.
You can see like horns and everything?
No, you just see the heat.
Just heat.
Yeah. So
you can do it. No, you don't. But
Yeah.
You can cover 20 miles in a truck right before light and scan it all real quick.
20 miles?
Yeah, if you have an
you
open
gotta get
road,
closer,
if you have
right?
No, people are literally driving in trucks,
Yeesh.
scanning, doing all that stuff.
That's crazy.
Now,
That's not legal, though.
no, it's not.
It's not
OSP just had a sting, and they recovered like 14 different counts of it, and they had posted a picture. I'll post a picture. They posted a picture of some bucks, some rifles, talking like a $6,000 rifle with a Night Force scope on it, all confiscated.
Goodness sakes.
All these binoculars, these binoculars and IR stuff. They're like starting at like $5,000.
Yeesh.
So I got in a spat online about, number one, I absolutely disagree with people doing that. And I don't think it's right. I think it's unfair for the deer. You cannot escape the heat stuff, the IR
right.
and all that. What my point of view is the thermals and everything, it's a new technology. And like every single thing before was a new technology, and it was approved. Scopes that dial, scopes that do your dope, movable sights, lighted nocks, expandables, e-bikes, like the list goes on.
Yeah.
So what my point of view is I wanted to know who the arbiters were of deciding what is legal and what's not, and where the actual line is.
I mean, it comes into down to even ethical and moral dilemmas, though. And
Correct.
It takes a little bit to debate and figure out where stuff lines up.
Correct. And my thing is I wanted to know who in the state or who for ODFW or whatever is actually deciding those things. Is it going to be something that's voted on? Is it a panel?
Is it something voted on? Because they vote to use dogs and all that stuff too. So where's maybe if it's a minor addition to something, they don't need to vote on it. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. And so my whole thing is I was like, well, if someone's going to deem that the IR is unethical, we might not stop there. It might be, if your scope dials.
Yeah.
If your scope dials so where you can shoot that far.
I mean, it's just like everything though, dude. I mean, it's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got 15 by 56 Swaro, whatever. I mentioned the 15 by 56 EL, and someone's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. They don't make a 15 by 56 in EL. I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm not a Swaro guy. But regardless, my thing is just like, who is voting on that? And like, I don't know. I just think it's a slippery slope as far as something getting taken away from us. And I'm not trying to make the point for thermals being okay. That was never the point.
You're saying we give an
and I was just saying that, like, well, man, we've got a crap load of technology we're already able to use. The sheep guides are spotting rings on the sheep with their optics from 1,500 yards away.
Well,
so we can't. And I was like, guys that are. It's a valid point that a deer cannot escape the IR and the thermal stuff. But at the same point, if you're worth half a shit behind your glass, you're going to see a lot. Now you're not going to see all the deer. I understand that, but you're gonna see a lot if you know
I
what you're
think
looking
that's
for.
a huge advantage, and that's what. But you can't hunt like an Oregon with the whatever that sight is for your bow that automatically
The
ranges for you and all
Garmin,
that.
the Garmin sight.
Yeah, like you can't hunt with that.
Yeah,
like
and you
that.
can't
So
hunt with the BDX SIG stuff.
Nope.
You
Yep.
can't with rifle. You can.
You can hunt with the scope, but it's got to be disconnected.
Correct.
Yeah, but you can
To where
like
you
range
can't-
find it and it like connects to your. Yeah.
No.
No.
Weren't they doing that? And not in Oregon, but they're doing it in different places.
Can
They
you?
were doing that for elk.
No.
I think you can still connect it preemptively, and then it gives you the dope. But I don't. If you have that red dot in there, and it's
It's a yellow dot, but yeah, if you have the yellow dot that actually
moves.
and it moves up and down
You
your
can't use
reticle, no,
Not anywhere.
not in Oregon.
Yeah,
not in
not
Oregon.
that's what I'm saying. But they use it like Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
Corn Ridge. Yeah, that's my point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
Oregon's always the last to come along. I mean, we can use expandables, which is just like helps you kill the animal quicker. Couldn't use lighted Nox. So I'm just like, I mean, they've been slow to add technology for sure. So I doubt they're gonna add. I mean, IR stuff quickly if they do.
yeah, and it's illegal.
Yeah,
It is illegal, and
I think it should be. Probably.
and the thing about it is I was like, well, you know what? I can see where if I went to Nevada or if I went to even Southern Oregon and was scanning IR and thermal, I have looked through some of that and used that before, not in the state of Oregon, but in Texas, where it was legal and we were hunting axis deer and someone had one.
yeah,
And yeah, I spotted some axis deer. Yeah, I did not shoot an axis deer. It did not help me. I mean, if I would have waited 10 minutes for it to be light, all the axis deer were on the hill. I was like, oh, there they are. Okay, I didn't even
Yeah,
actually
right.
need the IR. It didn't help me at all.
yeah.
The
But-
blacktail, man.
Yeah.
Use it.
But the blacktail thing, the reason why I was bringing that up is because blacktail are so nocturnal in their habits
Yeah.
of when they're on their feet.
Yeah, big whitetail are too though. It's just, yeah, blacktail is just like a different game though. It seems like.
There's the buck that they won't come out for the whole season.
Yeah.
In some cases, during the daylight, or you won't see them on camera or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's been seasons where you haven't gotten a buck on camera in daylight, but they're there consistently night over night.
Yeah, and the thought process on how to kill that buck is to then move your cameras. And because
Find where they're up in the daytime.
it's somewhere during the day. And so if it's bedding in this fern, hillside,
Yeah.
you have to figure out where he's at, and you got to get as close as you possibly can, get up there in your hang on or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and be in a position to kill it as soon as it stands up or walks 50 yards.
Got it.
Like that's how you're going to shoot that big blacktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time,